racism is everywhere and it's institutionalized. We cannot really be racist because racism is prejudice plus power. Nothing I say up here nor anywhere in the world will impact stop front.
All right, welcome back. Excuse me, to the beatzillapdx official news break. And today we're talking about this sister out of, I guess she's out of Chicago. This is out of a Chicago not just a Black Lives Matter rally in Chicago. And we've heard a lot of people talk about the recent episodes of looting. Random flash mob looting that's been going on out in Chicago. And now we have these individuals coming out once again, putting reparations into a conversation to where it does not exist. And they're trying to purposely muck up the idea of what reparations is. And then when you have people doing stuff like this, you are now trying to do what they were trying to do back in 2020 and lump every Black issue into looters, rioting, and violence and crime. And so as you're already seeing, there's the gun talk going on, gun violence, which true indeed, the gun violence that has taken place as of late is all really stemming from a bunch of violent transgender white people. However, we're seeing, and there are a lot of anti-Black people within that community because whether they are trans, straight, or gay, they tend to lean towards anti-Black white supremacy throughout all of those groups. So, not sure who this woman is, but unfortunately, they found a camera and a microphone to put in front of this individual. And let's just hear what she has to say.
If somebody decides to loot a Gucci or a Macy's or a Nike, because that makes sure that that person eats. That makes sure that that person has clothes. That's reparations. That is reparations. Anything they want to take it, because these businesses have insurance. They're going to get their money back. My people aren't getting anything.
Okay. Looting property has nothing to do with reparations. Reparations is a thing that the government does. Now, if any of these other groups that has received reparations from America in the past, if they were taking their reparations like this, I believe all they would call them would be criminal. However, you have this woman encouraging criminality. Why would she be doing that? Maybe it's because there's literally a decrease in crime involving the people who are entitled to reparations. And maybe there's something to that. So you're seeing people purposely come out here and start shifting the conversation of what reparations is. And, they're coming out in the grassroots lane, but they are not talking like grassroots. They're more or less talking like this.
Shuffling and scratching and bootlicking and buck dance.
And at the same time, we always have to ask this question.
Where's your family from?
And so these people are sent out here just like the Black Lives Matter 757. And these groups now are saying how they're unaffiliated with the original organization or whatever. They broke off or whatnot. I'm not sure the case with this sister here, but other groups have said that. Yet and still, they end up having actions that are detrimental to the cause, to say the least. You understand what I'm saying? So we are seeing a lot of this type of behavior coming out here, people confusing what reparations is. She's calling reparations looting from stores, Gucci, Louis Vuitton. How on earth would that look like reparations? That is materialistic, You're not, that's not wealth. That's not anything that can put you in a position of generational wealth. That is literally just stealing brands. And then considering what most people do, you're going to go flash and give them free advertising. How on earth is that reparations? You understand what I'm saying? So when you hear people talking like this, you always got to wonder again,
where's your family from?
Because, when they start talking crazy like this, there might be another element at play. And they might not actually have a real tie to reparations. So let's just hear what she said one more time.
If somebody decides to loot a Gucci or a Macy's or a Nike, because that makes sure that that person eats. That makes sure that that person has clothes. That's reparations. That is reparations. Anything they want to take it, because these businesses have insurance. They're going to get their money back. My people aren't getting anything.
Now, I know there might be people out there that'll say, oh man, you people over in the grassroots and the B1 and the new black media, you people, you all you do is just look at trying to tear other black people down. Understand this. When you hear wrong language, this ain't reparations. Reparations is for the harm done from slavery, stemming from American chattel slavery in this country. None of that came out of her mouth. She's talking about looting. That has nothing to do with reparations. Breaking modern day laws to get material possessions that will not create or sustain generational wealth. That is in no means reparations. That's not a cash payment by the government. That is not an atonement to the people from the United States government. That's not any of that. It's not an anti-black hate crime bill. It's not that either. It's not a protected status like other groups get. None of that. It is not any of that. All you're saying is go run into a store, take what you want, and that's reparations. They're trying to get the weak-minded individuals thinking like that. And so then you start mucking up the reparations conversation, basically gaslighting idiots for their own criminal crime sprees because you're trying to low-key justify criminality based on a reparations claim, which has nothing to do with crime, other than the crime done towards foundational Black Americans here in this country who built this country. So when you're hearing stuff like this, just be mindful that it's not coming from the grassroots, although they're out there speaking as if they're grassroots, but they're not. They are not. So don't anybody get out there and start doing, well, the black woman from Black Lives Matter. And that's why they want people out here like this doing stuff like that. Yeah, see, looting is reparations. So now you'll get a whole bunch of white supremacists coming out, hopping in your threads, talking about, well, what about those people out in Chicago? Don't you think they actually got some reparations when they were taking all that stuff from Louis Vuitton? I mean, look at all that high-end stuff. All those Jordans they got, man, that's reparations right there, dude. No, it's not. And thanks to people like this and people like this, people can go ahead and start using these false ideas about Black folks, especially Black youth. If you're not paying attention, it is targeted because it ain't old folks going in there looting. That's not what's happening. See, this is targeted. They're targeting the youth. So you, on one hand, you have this woman saying, go commit crime. Go commit crime. Then you have the old Black church crowd, conservative, and liberal alike. They're saying the youth is the problem. The youth is the problem. The youth is the problem. All the crime from our youth, all the guns and stuff in our youth. Yeah. And then right here, see, what y'all don't understand is there was a whole nother rally that went on out in Chicago. They did this whole little march out there and whatnot. And it was put on by the preachers, one of the so-called stop the violence type of rallies. You know how they do, stop the violence. So we're going to put down the guns and, no more guns in the neighborhood. And we're going to do this for the kids. And so they had this, little march that went on. It went on in Chicago as well. And I'm assuming this must be attached to the same rally. And so they're talking. So she's coming out in defense, supposedly, right? She's coming out in defense of the looters. So from what you have heard as of late, for these people who have been busting into these high-end malls, and it happened here. It happened here during the George Floyd thing. So when those protests went on, they went down into our mall, and they did the same thing. They busted in there, and went to the high-end shops, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, went in there and helped themselves. And that's exactly what happened. So I can't help but notice that if you have noticed all over the country, you have seen the flash mobs of, I guess, less looting, but there's not like they're looting based on a cause. That's not happening. So what is this that's going on? And now we're starting to see what this was all about, because now they're trying to pull back the 2020 complaint, where all the businesses that were already failing, how much they were blaming violence and crime and that. And the truth of the matter is you couldn't really put that on young Black folks because foundational Black Americans wasn't committing crimes like that. That's another reason why they don't want us to delineate, because if we start delineating on a regular basis and permanently, and you recognize that you have to classify these groups and on an individual basis, well, then that will show you that it's not the foundational Black Americans that are committing the bulk of this crime, but it would speak very much against the immigration situation, because you have a ever-growing rise of immigrants, which would actually validate what Donald Trump had said years ago, regardless of if he's a white supremacist, anti-Black racist or not. Right? If he said the truth, he said the truth. But here's something else that went on and it's just a real quick clip. And when I see stuff like this, I understand it's funded and they probably had catfish nuggets and a dance party somewhere around this. Yeah, hopefully they don't ding me on that. Just a real quick clip. And they're saying that the preachers put that together. The clergy put that together. So my alert goes on, my spidey senses are going on alert when I hear that was put on by the clergy. Because really, the clergy, I don't know. I'm just saying. So with that being said, we are looking at a lot of people coming out here trying to muck up the reparations conversation on purpose. And I believe that this is another sad attempt at trying to do so. Because when you hear stuff like this,
if somebody decides to loot a Gucci or a Macy's or a Nike, because that makes sure that that person eats. That makes sure that that person has clothes. That's reparations. That is reparations. Anything they want to take it, because these businesses have insurance. They're going to get their money back. My people aren't getting anything.
and I want y'all to say to that person and anyone thinking like that,
Get up off of that cocaine and get up off of that crack. Get yourself together and get your mind back.
So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you guys think about this story down in the comments. Because I firmly believe looting is not reparations, because it is simply not reparations. And I don't know why anybody attached to Black Lives Matter would be letting that slip out of their mouth. However, looking at, I'm not going to say what she is or what she's not, but it's convenient that after all of the emergencies from the pandemic have been wiped away, this woman is literally out here talking at a press conference with a damn mask on. So is there a reason that she did not want to show her entire face? Maybe it's because people would probably say,
where's your family from?
And they need her little logic to stand. You understand what I'm saying? But if anybody in their right mind is listening to what she just said, the first thing that got to come to your mind,
where's your family from?
Because ain't none of us gonna say nothing like that. And again, for anybody that has any problem with what foundational Black Americans are saying right now, when you guys were calling us Akatas, Jareers, and we don't work hide and all of this, well, I just need you to understand, this is why we need to delineate from all other groups, not any shade or hatred toward any one group, but it is about solidifying our claim and taking care of our tribe. And that is perfectly okay, because that's what is, that's really just wisdom. But at the end of the day, for all of y'all who are, hey, we should be one.
You shouldn't have been talking shit.
And with that, like I said, let me know what you guys think about this story in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you have not already. And then also follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at beatzillapdx. Email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And all other support information like CashApp and PayPal will be in the description. So, and of course, you see it on the ticker. So shout out to everyone. Hopefully you have a blessed day. This has been a Beatzilla PDX official news break. And man, looting is not reparations. Let me just say that to go. Looting is not reparations. Looting is not reparations. Stay Black, stay vigilant, stay alive. Black first. Shalom, y'all.